Hey there, this is Dimes for Dollars, and I've got another 2-box penny hunt today. I'll be looking for wheat pennies, Indian head cents, Canadian cents, and any other oddities we might come across. So let's get into it. I'll put this first one aside, and we'll start with the second box. See what we can find. I'll bring you in once we find something. Second roll, and we're going to have our first wheat cent here. It's going to be a 1957 Denver. Very next roll, and we have wheat cent number 2 here. And that's going to be a 1951 Philadelphia. Also wanted to mention this really nice 1968 S I got. It's in really good shape. Anyways, we'll get back to it, and I'll bring you in on our next find. We're at roll number 7 now, and we have wheat cent number 3 here. And that's going to be another 1957 Denver. Very next roll, and we have wheat cent number 4. And that's a 1955 Denver. Roll number 15, and we have a 2 wheat cent roll this time. We have another 1957 Denver right here on the end. And then back here, you can just make out those wheat ears. And that's going to be a 55 Denver. Alright, well there's 2 more for the hunt so far. And let's get back to it. Roll 18, and we're going to have yet again another 1957 Denver. We're now at the halfway point of this first box, and we have wheat cent number 8 here. It's another 50s again. This time it's 1958 Denver. Roll 28, and we have 2 more wheat cents here. This first one, it's going to be another 1955 Denver. And the second one back here has some nice coloring to it. So it might still have some mint luster. Yeah, looks pretty good. And that one's going to be a 1957 Denver. Alright, let's get back to that hunt. Roll number 31 now, and we have wheat cent number 11. And this time it's a 1957 from Philadelphia. Very next roll, and we have a really nice one here. Has some really nice detail on it, on both wheat ears. Let's see what the date is. And that's going to be a 1955 Denver. It's in really good shape. Definitely glad to have it, and let's keep on hunting. Very next roll, and we have another wheat cent. This time 1958 Denver. Next roll again, and we have another 1957 Denver. Roll 37, and yet again we have another 1957 Denver. Roll 41, and this time we have a 1952 Denver. 7 rolls from the end of the first box, and we have another wheat cent here, and it's also in really good shape. And that's going to be a 1956 Denver. 2 rolls later, and we're going to have another wheat cent. And yet again, it's a 1956 Denver. Alright, we're now 2 rolls into box 2. And we have our first wheat cent right here. It's pretty crusty, but you can just barely make out 1955 Denver. Well, same roll, and we had a second wheat cent hiding back there, and it's in pretty good shape. And that's going to be our first 40s, 1941 Denver. Wow, that's in really good shape. Definitely glad to add it. And let's see what else the second box holds. Roll number 6, and we have another wheat cent. and that's going to be a 1955 Denver. 13 rolls in the box 2. And we have a 1957 Denver wheat cent. Roll 16. And we have another wheat cent here. And it's going to be a pre-50s, 1942 Philadelphia. Roll 19, and we're going to have wheat cent number 24. It's going to be another 1955 Denver. Very next roll, and we're going to have wheat cent number 25. And it's going to be another 1956 Denver. Roll 22, and we have another wheat cent. This time it's a 1945 San Francisco. Roll 23, and yet again we have another 1957 Denver. Roll 28, and we have another wheat cent here. This time it's a 1956 Denver. We're on roll 36 here, and this roll is loaded. We have a number of finds. We have this old Canadian 1952, that's a King George VI. That's pretty cool. We also got 2 wheat cents. We have one right here, 1956 Denver, and we have one in the back there, which is also going to be a 1956 Denver. Alright, seems to be a trend, the late 50s. We got 2 more from the 50s now, plus an old Canadian to boot. Let's see if we can find anything else cool in these last 14 rolls. 7 rolls from the end now, and we have another wheat cent here. It's going to be a 1952 Denver. 1 roll from the end, and we have wheat cent number 32 here. It's going to be a 1956 Denver. Can we find one more? Let's hunt this last roll and let's see. Alright, well unfortunately that's going to do it for this hunt. But here we are with the wrap up. We have 16 shiny copper pennies. Some of them are in really good shape, so that's always fun to see. We got 38 S Minute Memorial cents. We got 9 Canadian cents, including 2 young heads, a 61 and a 64, and a King George VI, 1952. Those are always fun to see. As for wheat pennies, we got 29 50s, including 10 57s, and only 3 40s. We got a 45S, a 42 Philadelphia, and a 41 Denver. Even though we didn't find anything old this hunt, I still had a lot of fun looking through some wheat cents and finding quite a few of them. 32 in total. That'll add to the collection. And until next week, have fun, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.